Namaskar. As you all are aware, we are continuing with the book How to Overcome Mental Tension by Swami Gokulanadaji Maharaj. So far, he had talked about the A and B personality types. Today, we start the next lecture, Stress and the Dynamics of Success. Maharaj says, the two types of personalities and their characteristics we discussed so far are determinants of behavior. In any job which we do as executive, housewife, students, professors, doctors, it is not the work that is primary, but the attitude and behavioral patterns which we bring to it which are important. Our attitude to our experiences determine to which of the two types we belong. Maharaj continues, let me repeat that those who belong to type A, irrespective of gender, are prone to CVD, cardiovascular diseases. There are many women all over the world who have actively entered the hitherto male-dominated field, and such women imbibe the characteristics of type A personalities. They are work-oriented, have less patience, always suffer from a sense of time urgency, have no time for relaxation, and are also thus prone to CVD. In other words, heart diseases do not discriminate between men and women. It is an opportunistic disease which may afflict all those who follow the lifestyle of a type A personality. In this context, it would be worthwhile to dwell for a moment on the Vedantic analysis of non-self. In each one of us, both the real self and an apparent self are present. Swami Vivekananda spoke about man the real and man the apparent in one of his famous lectures in the West on Gyan Yoga. For instance, when you look at me and I look at you, what we see is a particular body-mind complex, all of which comes under our apparent self. This apparent self is subject to different changes. It is born, grows, develops, decays, and dies. This apparent self of ours has many distinctions and upadhis. It differentiates each from the other in various respects, sex, language, religion. But in spite of all these distinctions, at the back of each one of us, there is a real, permanent self. Therefore, the apparent self implies the non-self and the real self, the Atman. In Vedanta, we find a brilliant analysis of the non-self with reference to 5 different sheaths or panchakoshas. Maharaj continues, we shall once again discuss the type A personality engaged in a ceaseless struggle against time. The type A personality has typically a higher level of muscular tension. According to Dr. Friedman and Dr. Roseman, they are 3 times more likely to experience heart diseases. The note of warning here is that we should go slow. We should not be excited. We should not do anything on the spur of the moment. What is being emphasized is that those who are cautious and patient are likely to commit less mistakes. In addition, they will also be safe from all those diseases which are the result of nervous tension. In our society at present, we find type A personality in common occurrence. Often it is associated with success. The thought process of the type A personality impels him thus: I want to achieve this, I want to achieve that, I have limited time at my disposal, I have to go ahead in life, I have to achieve my goals in the shortest possible time. But actually, it has been seen that those who go slow perhaps achieve more tangible results than those who are geared to what may be called short-term results, because in the long run, this constant pursuit of impossible deadlines is destructive and limiting. Apart from the 2 types already mentioned, there is another type of personality which also exhibits the ill effects of stress. Since it is unlike type A or B, we can classify it under a different category. In the language of psychology, it is called the helpless and the hopeless type. Let us analyze this type. If we ponder over the name of the category a little carefully, we shall be able to understand it. As the name suggests, the people who belong to this type have a negative approach to life. They fail to perceive the brighter aspect of life. They are totally pessimistic and think that life is all dark. There is no hope because I am born like that. I can never achieve success. Such a negative mental setup in the helpless, hopeless type is the cause of his suffering. The core belief in such a person is that no matter what he does, it is not going to have much effect. When such a person contacts some illness, his first thought is, however much I try, I shall never be cured. The doctor assures him that if he follows the treatment properly and takes the medicines regularly, he is sure to improve. The patient continues to brood that there is no hope and he is doomed to die. Thus, he always harbors negative thoughts in all contexts. He feels what may be called powerless, caught in an impossible situation. He believes that he has no control over any aspect of his life, even his relationships with others or his environment. People who come under the helpless, hopeless type also suffer from nervous tension due to various reasons. For example, if there is a death in the family, the departure of a beloved person, or a transfer from one post to another, such a person says, "Oh, it is beyond my control. I was all along going in a particular direction, but circumstances are against me, and now I am stuck in such a way that I cannot come out." People who are suffering from stress can surely be expected to have too many commitments. It is difficult to fulfill all the commitments, and if we try to squeeze numerous activities in our limited time, we are bound to suffer from nervous tension. It is easy to visualize that such people feel as if caught in the treadmill of life and always in high gear. But this is not the right attitude to life. Even if a person is somehow able to cope with the situation, sooner or later it will show adverse results and the person will be forced to take recourse to alcohol or some kind of drug in order to maintain the tremendous tempo of his zeal of going forward. Of course, the inevitable does overtake them and the person manages to burn himself out soon because of the excessive pressure of excitement and tension. Maharaj now says, here the science of yoga seems to me extremely relevant. Since we suffer from mental tension, it is natural that we should refer to the working of the mind. Obviously, when we discuss the mind, we are discussing the Manamaya Kosh. When we say that people with numerous commitments burn themselves out, I speak of the Pranic energy or the Pranamaya Kosh, and the body, which ultimately wears out, is called the Annamaya Kosh or the physical sheath. According to the science of yoga, human beings are made up of various levels called sheaths. We are basically Atman, pure consciousness, but our first or grossest covering is this physical frame or the Annamaya Kosh. Within this body or sheath, that is the Annamaya Kosh, there is something subtler called the Pranamaya Kosh. We can see and touch the physical body, but we cannot do the same with the pranic body. Of course, we can feel its action, such as moving of a hand, making a speech, etc. The energy level of the Pranamaya Kosh makes these actions possible. If the prana goes out of the body, it dies. Fasting at a stretch for 20 days may reduce the body to a skeleton and the person may even die. But as soon as a little fruit or juice or milk is given to the body, the pranic energy or vitality returns. Thus, the subtle energy maintains the gross physical body. Again, the subtle level of the pranamaya kosh is maintained by the level of the mind, the manamaya kosh. In case a decision has to be made, we have to go beyond these three levels to the next kosha, known as the Vijnanmaya kosha. Lastly, there is the Anandmaya kosh. In the next lecture, Maharaj will discuss firstly the three levels Annamaya kosh, Pranamaya kosh, and Manamaya kosh. Hope you are enjoying Maharaj's lectures tremendously. Do stay tuned to Devakshar, share and like the videos, and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you for being with us.